Hello, citizens of YouTube land.
Hey,
It's your president and your VP. And yes, I know what we had talked about in a previous video about how we weren't going to do any more videos for you guys. But after having seen what we just saw, we felt that it was kind of necessary for us to do a review on it.
well, you guys know we're not afraid to tackle dark and disturbing stuff on the channel. So today we're doing Henery, Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Yeah, you're welcome for that one.
Oh boy.
It is a 1986 movie that didn't actually get a United States release until the year 1990. And one of the main reasons why this was because of the controversies surrounding the graphic depictions of violence and other topics that are a little too taboo for even us to talk about.
Yeah.
The movie stars Michael Rooker, Tom Towles, and Tracy Arnold as the three main leads, Henry, Otis, and Becky, respectively.
Henery, Portrait of a Serial Killer is loosely based off of a serial killer of the same name of Henry Lee Lucas.
Now, I've seen, or rather, I've heard about the controversies, and I thought, you know what, maybe it was finally time for us to sit down and watch it.
Like, how bad can they actually be?
Turns out, real bad.
Yeah.
It's disturbing, guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we actually can't talk about. This review is only going to be like 5 minutes long because it's like, yeah, we can't even really talk about the plot that much because of...
What I can say is that Henry in this movie, of course, as the VP mentioned, is loosely based off of Henry Lee Lucas, and he is more or less in this movie. This guy is a stone cold psychopath with no rhyme or reason, just for the sake of it.
Mm-hmm.
And he
like
is...
there's a spoil, like there's one death in the movie that made me and Dad go step back and be like, whoa,
yeah,
what the...
Never really seen that before. His main target seemed to be, as we've said and described in previous videos, women of the night. And he is able to rope his ex-con roommate into his spree. But in the end, even his roommate and his roommate's sister get it.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really describe much else about it, guys. You'll just have to check it out for yourself.
Yeah, we really can't even like talk about the plot of the film because the plot of the film is just him going on a killing spree with his friend and pretty much making I'm just gonna come out right out and say it, snuff films.
Yeah.
Just gonna come right on out and say it.
Don't know if YouTube's going to take this down because we mentioned that, but it is the truth of the film and all. Yeah, you can find it on Tubi, which is where we found it. I'm sure it's also available on DVD as well as Blu-ray. And of course, this time around, we couldn't, nor would we, show any clips from this because it would possibly get our channel taken down completely if we did.
Yeah, because we'd be violating community guidelines on YouTube.
So we can't even really do that. I'm sure we could possibly find them for you guys.
Like in the end, he even just like gets away with everything and drives off, and you're like, wait, what? This dude gets away with everything?
Mm-hmm.
It's actually kind of a bummer of an ending
because he basically describes it as that as long as you change up your modus operandi, I should say, that the police really won't be able to catch you. And perhaps in 1986, which I'm sure this movie is set in real time, that might have been the case. Um, However, you guys might remember that we did Monster a few months back, and the director of that movie is inspired by this movie. I'm
Hmm.
not saying that it's
She
not a great film, guys. This is
she actually said that when making Monster, she looked at a few different films actually to portray how Monster would be filmed, and so she looked at Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer in order to like find how the filming and techniques would be used and stuff.
it's actually very well put together for the amount of for the little budget that it had. The movie is interspersed with scenes of inner city Chicago, along with the surrounding suburbs, and the director at one point when he's focusing on one of the how can I say this? One of the people that doesn't exist anymore. Um, he uses the classic pan out shot, and it really kind of gives off the whole vibe of what's going
So
on.
so there's a bit of a debate on if Stumacher could have survived the TV set being thrown on him at the end of Scream. This film decided to take it up a notch with the TV set.
All I can say is just watch it, guys. Um,
That's the only. That's
we're
the
also
only.
no stranger to the horror slasher genre, of course, but this was just it was something else. It was something else entirely.
Yeah.
Uh,
What's your final rating for it, Dad? Since we can't really talk about much else.
I actually give it a 3 7/8. What say you?
I also give it a 3 7/8.
Um, I can't give it on the enjoyment factor, guys. Can't give it anything much higher than that because I didn't really get a sense of enjoyment out of it, which of course I'm sure that's what they were kind of getting with in the first place because it's dirty, it's nasty, it's grimy, it's everything that you'd really want in something like that, of course, but at the same time, you're just wow, you know. Um, I guess, but of course, as always, if you have seen Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer and you think that it is the worst film of all time, well, of course, it most certainly is not, even for the little bit of budget that it has. But hey, just remember, as always, we're
We're just
just two
two
idiots
idiots
with
with
a
a
digital
digital
camera.
camera.
Our
Our
opinions
opinions
do
do
not
not
matter,
matter,
except
except
they
they
actually
actually
do,
do,
because
because we
we have
have
a
a
YouTube
YouTube
show,
show,
except
except
they
they
actually
actually
don't.
don't.
So, having said all that, guys, it will definitely be taking a break. I really feel like now we definitely need to take a break from doing the movie reviews, and we're going to focus on some other things for you guys, especially the top secret project that we keep mentioning about. We're doing research and development for it at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's going to be a bit before we're still going to have, of course, as we've said, the videos from here or there once in a while to keep you guys informed and up to date on what's going on, of course. But it's going to be like we had said previously, one or two a month as we kind of progress into what we got going on. And hopefully, our top secret hush hush project for everybody out there is going to be a lot of fun. And you guys are going to really enjoy the finished product of what we're going to be producing. Um, Really inspired lately, though. I have to give some huge shout outs here that really been inspired lately by the fact that so many people are turning towards themselves to create the kind of content that they would want other people to be able to enjoy as well, because we've had such a huge shift in today's society, and we're all starting to kind of realize to a degree that you don't necessarily need other people to give the people what they truly want. And hopefully, we're catering to a specific target audience with our projects that are coming up. But they're going to be a lot of fun. I promise that.
I have a feeling that what the problem we're having with Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer is we're probably going to have the same problem talking about our month of Halloween horror finale, if you will.
Yeah. But that's a couple of months down the road, and of
I know,
course,
but still, like we have a big theme planned for this year, guys, and there's a film we want to do as the end overall for that theme, and we're probably going to have the same problem that we have with Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer about talking about the film, being like, and this happened, and then the end happens because we can't talk about everything else that happens.
yeah, that was pretty much the way it was with this one. And like I said, guys, stay tuned because there's going to be some really cool things coming in the very near future. Um, I also want to point out to those of you who haven't yet, go and subscribe to the second channel that we've got now, Denny and Son Gaming, where there's going to be a lot of video game content and stuff like that that's going to be coming out in the very near future.
Probably starting with Rome Total War, guys.
Yeah, along with the Call of Duty that he's still trying to figure out the kinks on.
I'll probably not do Call of Duty because there's some of the Call of Duty guys where I'm just like, because I didn't even capture like the first 3 missions or so of the game.
Well, I mean, we still should put out at least a little bit of play footage as we promised, son.
Well,
We've
I
got
mean,
one specific subscriber that is waiting patiently on it, so we do have to do it.
I'll redo the entire game and do a complete playthrough of it and upload it on the second channel. How about that?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
A complete redo of the game, and also
Maybe at the same time as like a let's play.
yeah. Also, I got some footage of the second part of the game of World at War that I want to talk about, which will probably be very soon. By very soon, it'll probably be after the video is over.
All right, guys. So enough of us yammering on and on about what we got going on. Like I said, definitely check out the other channel that we got going on as well, and so stay tuned for exciting things coming out.
Oh, I'm thinking that I'm gonna do a revisit on one of our past game reviews because it's like way too long for its own good. It was part of the very first month of Halloween horror that we did, if that gives you any hint of what game I'm talking about. But I'm gonna do a revisit on that and do a playthrough and do a let's play on the second channel, Denny and Son Gaming. Check it out, guys, please.
Yeah, yeah. We had started just recently with some of the content that we're getting, and we're getting into retro consoles more and more as well, and more modern stuff. And
Which
the whole idea is to kind of bridge the generational gaps of gaming.
I'm thinking, guys, that this next paycheck I'm going to get an HDMI to AV cable adapter, so that way we're able to do gameplay footage on this thing.
Yeah. But let's go ahead and wrap it all up now. And so, as always, guys, we'll see you next time. And
Peace and love from Denny and Son. Bye.